What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you, well, with another market watch today. Paisanos, I have a problem, and I actually need your help for this. I'm going to be start streaming soon, starting the new ban list, which is October 3rd, which is this Monday. I'm going to be streaming it again, doing the remote duels, and I'm really excited about it, but I don't know what deck to play. I'm serious. I have basically access to every deck in the game, basically. And I don't know what deck to play, and I would love it if you can help me out. Comment down below, which deck should I play? One of the decks I'm considering is Drytrons. Do we even give Drytrons a try? I mean, it's one of the very few decks in this game that can lock your opponent out pretty insane, multiple times, and relatively easily. Do we try it? I'm serious. Comment down below, let me know what you think about that. Obviously, I'm going to be streaming on YuGiOh YGOPaisano. It's my Twitch. It's in the description. Check it out. And do you rock my Medianus Drytron Field Center? Look at that. Look at that, how beautiful that is. It is absolutely gorgeous. Looking at the price of Drytrons, though, Drytron Nova, it says 27, but I think it's a lot more. The price of Drytrons obviously has soared with the ban list, with Ben 10 going to 3. Looking at the price of Drytron Nova, one of the most expensive cards for a Drytron, this card's almost near $30 a copy. And you're going to want to get at least, well, 2 of them, I guess, but definitely 3. Other cards are relatively expensive, but nowhere near as much as Drytron Nova. Unless you want to see our version of Medianus Drytron, the CR. I bought 2 of these forever ago, and I still have them. It's the market price shows to be, well, the price history shows it's $42, but it's not. It's actually roughly $73 for each Medianus Drytron CR. Now, that's only for the collector's rare. If you want the ultra rare, it should be a little bit cheaper. If my website loads enough, I'll be able to show you. Yeah, if you want the ultra rare version of Medianus Drytron, once again, it did go up in value relatively high. The price point is roughly around $9 to $10 a copy for Medianus Drytron. Now, once again, do we play Drytrons? Is that the deck I start with this Monday? Do we do Telements? Do we do Sprites? Do we do Sky Strikers? Let me know what deck I should start playing with this Monday when I start doing remote duels. Once again, I have access to just about every deck. I might take a 5-hour drive, 2.5 hours each way, to get some cards to make sure I have everything 100%. But I would love to know what you think. What deck should I play and why? Comment down below. And are you playing Drytrons? I mean, let's be honest with you. Drytrons got a massive boost by everything else getting hit. By just existing, Drytrons is just better because everything else got worse, for the most part. One of the cards that you might want to consider if you are looking to play Drytrons, or if you have Telements and you're looking to play with a YuGiOh Telements, is going to be Diviner of the Herald. Now, this card price right now is roughly around $13 a copy. You're going to want to get at least 3 of these, no more than 3, unless you want to RO9 them. But ultimately, Diviner of the Herald is one of the most important cards in your deck. It's one of the cards you want to open with if you're playing both Drytrons, as well as, well, once again, YuGiOh Telements whenever it comes out. You're going to want to get this as soon as possible. I expect this price to rise. It hasn't settled, and at this point, it's only a matter of time before this price goes up even higher. Little fun fact, I only own one of these. I need to get through myself. Alright, Ruinix. I really like Ruinix a lot. I actually ordered the core. I'll have them by this Monday as well, according to my shipping and tracking information. So I'll have Ruinix as well, and I really like Ruinix. The thing is, I think Ruinix are really good because they're a great counter to Mystic Mine. Anyone out there trying to play Mystic Mine, one of the best ways to stop them is Ruinix. Not to mention Ruinix Fountain. This card over here is insanely good. Well, a second. Boom. This is insanely good. Now, the Ruinix engine is relatively expensive, I'll be honest with you. Even without the CRs, you're going to want to get 3 Ruinix tips. They're about $37. You want to get your Ruinix fountains, well, at least 2 of them. They're about $18. Hugin over here, yeah, that's about $17. You need at least 2 of them. Ruinix are pretty expensive. The rest of the core isn't expensive, but those 3 cards cost a ton of money, and you're going to want to get them, and we'll use them. Seriously. Do you like Ruinix? Do you not like Ruinix? I'm a big fan of them, but they are really expensive. Mystic Mine went up in value, obviously, when the ban list came out because it didn't get hit in the ban list. Somehow Konami just forgot that. With that said, what's Mystic Mine looking at right now? Well, obviously, the gold version is the lowest valued version. It's roughly around $7. The super rare Dark Neostorm is roughly around $10. And Mystic Mine out of the 2020 Lost Memories is roughly around $18 to almost $19 a copy. Is it worth it? Me personally, I'm still holding my Mystic Mines. I own a playset of the Prismatic Secret Rares. I don't know if I'm going to play in this format. I might not. I'm just going to hold mines. To be honest with you, I really wanted to sell when the price went insanely high because I knew it wasn't going to be sustainable. But I don't know. I'm not crazy about that. I really don't like this card. But if you are playing a deck like Exorcisters, you might want to use it. If you're playing something like Sky Strikers, why would you not want to use it? So I think it has good application, even though the card is insanely broken. Then we have Despias. One of my favorite decks in this game is Despias. It's probably like top 10, I'll be honest, but it's such a good deck though. And the thing about I like a lot about Despias is it's one of the best answers to Sprites and Telements. I'm not sure if you play Sprites or Telements against Despias, or if you play Despias, but this deck's insane at beating Sprites and Telements. Relatively consistent as well. Yes, Branded Fusion loses to Ash, I get it, but Despias don't really care about that. The new version of Despias are okay with getting the Branded Fusion Ash as long as it continue playing the game and maintaining a strong game state on their board. Obviously, one of the biggest weaknesses and the reason why Despias aren't seeing as much play is because of Mystic Mine. This card is insanely good against Despias, and I feel like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players know that are playing Despias. Even Despia players, the biggest weakness is Mystic Mine. Had Mystic Mine got banned, Despias might, and I'm not even joking you, make their way to a tier 1 slot. Because Mystic Mine exists, Despias get pushed down to about maybe 1.5, arguably tier 2. And I do think Despias are great, and I think they're relatively inexpensive, so if you want to get a really good deck but not pay a lot of money, one of the decks you might want to consider picking up is definitely Despias. You can do a lot of cool things. Fusion decks are always, in my opinion, my favorite kind of decks, because you can do a ton of things in order to create a board. You're not just like locked into like one kind of mentality or game state. You're playing like Sprites, or if you're playing even tier limits, I would argue. You kind of have to make one type of board. With Despias, you can make a bunch of different boards, and it's really fun every single time. Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is a card, mark my words, you will start seeing players main this card in their main deck. Right now, if you look at any profile, this card's not main in almost any deck at all, but it should. In fact, I would argue the reason why Telements is one of the best decks in the game is because if you play Telements and you run a small Sprite package, well, if you main Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, you hit just about everything in the game. Just about, roughly. Almost any deck you play against, there's always a reason why Winter Cherries is really good. I mean, it is. Look at the price of Winter Cherries. Obviously, the Secret Rare is a lot of money right now. It's going to get an Ultimate Rare, but you can get it as cheap as a Super Rare for about 10 cents for Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. Now, it's going to be getting Ultimate Rare coming out soon, but if you want to know the price of a Secret Rare, which isn't really that crazy high, the reason why, because of the Ultimate Rare, looking at the price of Secret Rare, Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, it's roughly around $8. Look at this. It's in German. Geschnifter und Ruten. All right. It's pretty cool, actually. But it's about $8 for Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. Here's the crazy thing. I think if Konami, unless Konami does what they did in OTS 19, which they give every store a ton of, if they moderate the amount of OTS packs they give to stores, and obviously the Ultimate Rare has an insanely high value, the Secret Rare will not maintain a low value. It doesn't work that way. And I'll give you a great example. Look at Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. It has a Secret Rare, right? But the Ultimate Rare is insanely high, but the Secret Rare isn't $8. It's not dirt cheap. It's actually pretty expensive itself. And I do think with Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, which came out as Shining Victories, a relatively hard and old set, I do think Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is going to be rising in value as well. So if you own the Secret Rare, it's actually a good value. Even though there's going to be a high rare, the Ultimate Rare, a higher rarity, the Ultimate Rare, the Secret Rare actually, in my opinion, will actually start going up in value, especially if this card starts seeing main deck play, which I'm pretty confident a lot of players will start doing that in order to throw their opponent off guard. I love Flunderies. I went from like hating Flunderies to going, all right, guys, it's not that bad, to like, hey, I kind of like Flunderies, they're pretty good, to I love Flunderies. Flunderies in the Advent of Adventure is the most funniest cards in the game. It's not funny because of the effect. I mean, effect is insanely good, don't get me wrong. It's funny because Flundery players bought this market out and looked around to everybody and said, not only are we going to lock you out, but we're actually going to lock you in game with Barrier Statue of Stormwinds. Something about that, to me, is hilarious, and I would love to know what you guys think about that. Do you like them? Do you hate them? The card price right now is roughly around $24. You need 3 of these. The rest of the Flundery deck is relatively inexpensive, especially if you want to run Extravagance over Duality. Extravagance over Prosperity. But still, it's something about this is fucking hilarious to me, and I can't really pinpoint it, but it just makes me laugh my ass. Okay, then we look at Grand Creators, and we're looking at cards like Rider Aramazir. Obviously, the Adventure Package not getting hit definitely impacted the market. Ultra Rider Aramazir is roughly around $46. CRs jump back up to roughly around $100 a copy. Water Enchantress actually is stable, roughly around $64. That's for the CR. For the Ultra Water Enchantress, she's roughly around $18. She actually didn't go too crazy. But yeah, listen, I think the Adventure Package is still insanely good. It's crazy to me how Konami said this is okay not to hit. But hey, use the tools you got. And those tools are definitely the adventure package. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing builds moving forward in the future that only play one water enchant. I'm sorry, no, yeah, 3 water enchanters and 1 Rider Aramazir. And the reason why is because water enchanters gets Rider Aramazir from the graveyard as well as a deck. So don't be surprised if you start seeing those ratios. A card you might want to need to get as soon as possible is going to be number 65, Djinn Buster. This card came out as Shadow Specters. That's it. No other reprints. This card might be the replacement for Totally Awesome, as it only needs 2 level 2 Dark Monsters. Its effect is a monster negate and also does damage during either player's turn. It's a 1 use and only has 1300 attack, but still pretty crazy. The price point of this card right now is roughly around almost near $5 a copy. And if you don't have this card, you really need to get on top of this, because if this card starts topping Yu-Gi-Oh events, it's going to go up even higher. Once again, old card out of a set as a rare. Yeah, if it starts seeing play, it's definitely going to spike even more than that. All right, Blackwing Steam Cloak didn't really move up much higher in value, but that's because Blackwing Steam Cloak's a card you only can use 1 of. So that's why I think it didn't go up higher in value. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players still probably have this card lying around, so they didn't really go crazy for it, and it doesn't see any kind of meta play right now. With that said, I think Blackwings is going to be insane. In the OG, Blackwings are kind of mitigated by Max C. They don't really have an answer to Max C, and there's not much they can do other than play into it or make a crap board and get blown out by their opponent. Here in the TG, since Max C doesn't exist, Blackwings kind of get shotgun. And yes, we have cards like Nibiru, but against Blackwings, you're going to need more than that. And I think Blackwings are going to be really good with the release of the new core set coming out soon. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm biased. And you're right in both situations. I'm definitely wrong that you don't know what you're talking about, because Blackwings is going to be the best deck. And I'm definitely biased because Blackwings is one of my favorite decks in this game. But I'm excited to see what happens. I'm definitely going to be playing Blackwings on my Twitch stream. Twitch TV, YuGiOh_Paisano. Shameless plug. No shame needed. All right. Then we have the Legendary Crystal Beast structure decks. Now, a lot of times I tell you what you should buy, you shouldn't buy, or I'll make recommendations. Or I'll say, hey, listen, don't buy nothing. Just watch what I do. If I lose money, laugh at me on my videos. If I make money, hey, laugh with me. And maybe you might want to consider what I say. But more importantly is the Legendary Crystal Beast structure decks. This is the second time Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring got a reprint. The last common version of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring came out of whatever, some other structure deck. The fire one. Alright, so why is this so important? Well, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring went from an initial price point roughly around $9 as a common in that structure deck. One as high as $30, stabilizing roughly around $25 for a common. Looking at Legendary Crystal Beast structure deck, I think this Ash Blossom Joyous Spring can hit that price point. Yeah, I know you're going to say, V, it got reprinted in Megatons, it's like $13. This is $5. Why would I get this? Because this also comes with Ash Blossom Joyous Spring, Ghost Spell and Haunted Dimension, Dimension Shifter, which is an insanely good card, and of course, a bunch of cool Crystal Beast stuff, which I think is really interesting. As well as other meta-relevant cards like Contact C, Metaverse, Cosmic Cyclone. I think Contact C is a great card. Alright. So I think the structure deck is a great buy. It's a snap buy at 3 in my opinion. And I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to be buying this. Yes, you can still get the Ash Blossom from the Megatons, and it looks really nice, by the way. But a common Ash Blossom is still a good investment within this game. And I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players moving forward is still always going to need Ash Blossom until Konami makes a card that says if your opponent plays a hand trap, that's a Ghost Girl hand trap or whatever, make a mill 50. Like, that's my opinion. I think this is a great card, but let me know what you guys think about this. Are you getting this? Are you getting it only for Ash Blossom? Are you getting it for Ash and Friends? Let me know, are you buying this? Me, personally, I gotta go and get a chance. I'm gonna pick 3 of these up. And if any OTS locals sell this for more than $10, just know no one's buying this. Like, everywhere else is $10. So I heard horror stories about, like, other structure decks and other OTS locals that, like, upcharge for these because it has a good card in it. Yeah, screw those kids. Just go to, like, your Walmart or Target or even GameStop. They'll sell this to you for $10, as it should be sold. Looking at the 2022 Megatons, I still want to say the prices have not really changed as much. Ash Blossom used to be 13, actually. It did go up a little bit. Now it's around 14, 15. Divine Herald, in my opinion, is one of the cards you're going to want to get. And there's still a lot of good cards in this set. And it's really hard to see or talk about this set because the prices haven't really changed as much. Not all Yu-Gi-Oh players are buying the tins as much as we thought they were going to be. So the prices aren't really tanking or fluctuating. Not a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going in and buying these cards as much as we thought they have because the majority of them more than likely already own Past Prosperity and Forbidden Droplet. I think the prices have pretty much stabilized for now. I think this is a good indication of where the prices are going to be. The question is, will they change going up or down in the future? It's really hard to say, to be honest with you. I think with Divine Herald, we kind of know what's going to happen with this card, as I think it's going going to be going up in value. But the rest of these cards is really hard to tell. I mean, it's really, really hard to tell, and I'd love to know what you guys think about that. But in my opinion, I think we have a nice stabilization price for a lot of these cards. If you don't own cards like Small World, it's only $2. Not a bad card. Branded Opening as a high rarity is kind of cool, I guess. If you didn't have Ghost Whole Dimension as a hand trap, there it is right there. It's pretty cool. Same with Ogre. Lord of Heavenly Prison used to be like $30. It's $2. Like, there's still good value in this set. It's just a matter of, do you want to grab these cards now, or do you want to say, screw it, they're not going to see play, and their price is going to tank, and whatever. Maybe I'll get them later on. It's up to you at the end of the day. Anyway, Paisanos, this is your boy V, and you Paisanos have a great day.